Hey guys, what is going on? It's me, Bakuri Box 12 here. Dude, I look like Samara. Part of me wants to do the whole video like this. I almost feel like that would be just a great gag. But alas. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day and or night. And about a day ago, the channel just hit 50,000 subscribers, which could be the last big milestone for a while, at least the one that I address, because after 50K, you know, typically you go 10, 20, 30, 50, and then the next 10, which would be 100K. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to follow that formula, which means this could be the last one, the last milestone retrospective that I do for a while. We've been in the 40,000s for about a year and a half, too. It feels like not much time passed, but it's going. It's going. In fact, I went and rewatched my 40K subs video, and somebody commented saying, at this rate, he'll be at 50K in about mid-2020. He was spot on. That was incredible. I mean, my channel's been growing at a pretty steady rate. It's not like I get a huge influx of subs or I lose a bunch. It's pretty constant, so you could definitely measure it, but no less, it's an honor. I mean, this is certainly an achievement for me. I can't thank you guys enough. I do this every time. It's like, thank you for getting me to this spot, letting me do the things that I do, and telling me that what I'm doing is making people happy. You try really hard not to get an ego about making videos that people like and having a following because you don't want to be conceited. But it's also important not to forget that these are people's lives that you're positively affecting. And that's nothing to brag about. That's just something to appreciate, that you have the ability. You've been given the gift of entertainment, or I've gotten those comments that you hear other YouTubers talk about where it's like, oh, I've been in a rough place right now and your videos help me through it. I've gotten some of those. I've actually gotten those, and it's like, it would be even more surreal if I actually spoke to those people, but even just knowing that they're out there is like the most surreal thing you can experience. Because it's really hard not to just visualize the world from your own perspective and in your own head. There are so many other people out there and so many other people that are just like you that think the same way and are living a similar life. It's bizarre. It's crazy. But seriously, thanks to the people who have stuck with me for so long. Thank you for the people who are just tuning in for the first time. Thanks to my patrons. This channel really is a part of my legacy, history, my life. It's getting to the point now where YouTube has been a part of my life for almost a majority of it. We're not quite there yet, but like 40% of my life I've been on YouTube. Making videos anyway. I started a little bit before I started watching it, but how things have changed. YouTube has changed so much as a platform in the last decade and a half. The things that I watch have changed. YouTubers I used to be crazy about. I'm actually happy to see that Nigahiga is still like doing stuff. He's not, number one anymore, obviously, but he's like the most classic, almost said Realm channel because I say that stuff so much. He's like the most classic YouTuber, at least whenever I think of classic YouTube, that's who I think of. And I guess he just turned 30, and the man has still got it. He's still the same guy. It's great to see people, change and grow as human beings, but they don't change who they are. That's the best thing, and I like to think that I haven't changed. I mean, I look back at my old videos, and I see myself. It's like, yeah, I remember making those videos. I remember what was going through my mind when I made those videos, and where the inspiration came from and how it has transformed into the stuff that I do now. It is funny to think about how in my first year of YouTube, that was the only year when I was making non-Realm content. And that was my thing. I make sketch comedy and Yu-Gi-Oh! Unboxing videos. That was my thing. My Legend of Blue Eyes first edition English box opening that turned out to be fake, and I was in denial for 3 years afterwards because my dad spent some good money on that for Christmas one year. Actually, Legend of Blue Eyes boxes, just a little tangent here, first edition English are probably up to like $2,000 now. So the fact that it was only a couple $100s back then is... I'm kind of mad I opened it. I kind of wish, well, I didn't know it was fake, but I would have held on to it, resold it. Yu-Gi-Oh's a stock market. If you want to get into it, there's some money to be made there. But it wasn't until the following year whenever I started playing Realm. And this was right before the Kabam era happened. So it was pretty early in the game's life cycle. I was still into Minecraft at the time. I've told this story so many times. I'm not going to bore you with that, but so I wasn't super into Realm at the time. I actually wanted to make Minecraft videos instead. And I did. But Realm was where I found my groove. It's a small game, so making videos that were at least somewhat competent was able to get you a little bit of recognition. And once I made the Archer Guide and then Paladin Guide, Ninja Guide, I knew that there was potential there. And I guess I owe it all to my uncle for getting me into computer gaming in general, because before that I was just grinding away on the PS2, playing the same 5 games over and over. I never would have met some of my closest friends because of that. Little choices in our lives like that, especially early on, can really change things and carve out a big part in your life. I'm just a little surprised that it's been so long now. In my head, it only feels like a few... wow, stroke. In my head, it only feels like a few years worth of content, but it's bordering on a decade. In fact, the channel's going to be 10 years old next year. Oh, man. The channel's going to be 10 years old. Wow. That's something. Wow. I'm an adult. This is weird. All I can say is I love what I do. Recently, too, especially. Sort of got another wave, another resurgence. Before that, I made the Will I Ever Quit? No, what was it? My Thoughts on Quitting Realm video. A little clickbaity, not gonna lie, but it was a topic I wanted to cover. And at that time, I was sapped. I was dry. What's the word? What am I looking for? I was scotch clear. That's not even a phrase, is it? Wiped out. All right, I guess I'll go with that one. I was wiped out. I was drained. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go from here because the channel was not doing great. And I felt like I was just doing the same stuff over and over. But recently, and this was right before Unity came out, so it wasn't like the Unity port did this. Something happened. I started looking at video making differently. I didn't see it as doing the same thing again. Suddenly, I started making videos on a whim. Spur-of-the-moment decisions, not throwing them together in 5 minutes, but an idea would come and I would roll with it. I would say, hey, I want to make a video talking about why the mad scientist robe needs to be better. Let's do that. All right, sweet. And I did it. And it's such a refreshing way of making videos. I actually was taking more of a critical, as in Penguin Zero approach to videos, where he just uploads stuff daily, and it's all different, or at least all on different topics. And I envy that kind of a channel. On one hand, I'm not really sure I want to go the daily video route. I could, but I could see that getting a little bit hard to maintain, but also a little spammy for the subscribers. I know that whenever I'm subscribed to channels that upload daily, you just start to watch them less. Especially if you have like a job or less time in the day. you can't dedicate that much time to one person. Unless the videos are short, then you can make it work. But daily videos are a bit much sometimes for both the creator and the viewer. Remember whenever I used to watch Let's Plays like crazy when I first discovered Markiplier, and this was like right before Five Nights at Freddy's came out, so before he hit 1 million. Technically watched him when he had a really small channel, but only a couple times. Then he had like 700K, watched him again, subscribed. Then Game Grumps, same thing. 2015, I think I started watching them, and then I just binged tons of their series. And it's like now, I don't even watch Let's Plays anymore. Part of it is, you know, the genre had its moment, it had its many years in the spotlight. I don't even know, is it still successful? I imagine it's still going on, but I also kind of grew out of it in a way. And I don't mean that in the sense of, oh, I don't find it entertaining anymore, but I don't have the time for it. Sitting down and watching people play video games is not something I really see as economically sound anymore. Unless it's in short bursts, or maybe it's before bed and I'll watch a couple parts. Or it's a game I really like and I want to see someone play it. I'll do that. But it's not like what it used to be. Which is kind of why I don't want to do Let's Plays now. Because if I'm not even watching them, even if a decent chunk of my subscribers would watch it, I feel like my time is better spent elsewhere. Spent. I said spelt? It's like almost 3 a.m., sorry. DDLC was a very big exception to that, because that was surprise hit of the winter. That was fun. I really enjoyed that, but even so, it takes a bit out of me. Parts are long. I have to do all the editing. I have to actually evoke interesting commentary for that whole duration. And it's kind of exhausting. And yeah, that's it. It's tiring. With the exception of those reactionary games where you have to catch someone's live reaction, I would be much more interested in doing reviews of games that I really like and trying to make them, you know, comedic and tightly wound. I think that the Mega Man Rock and Roll video is easily a benchmark standard I want to hold myself to. Not nearly as long. That video was very long, but same degree, same vision, same kind of quality. That's what I'm looking for. And of course, I'll be doing tons of Realm stuff in the meantime, especially because Unity is coming to open beta in like a week, a little more. That's awesome. Hope everybody loves it. And I hope Jekka irons it out, makes it good, and fixes that fog of war. A lot of people are voicing their opinions about that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's been a ride. It's been quite a ride. Long time. Just keep moving forward, right? That's all we can do. I believe in one of my previous videos I said, let's just make some stuff. I totally forgot I said that. But I've been doing it. I actually held myself to it subconsciously, and I did the thing I wanted to do. And I'm happier because of it. That is a great feeling. Finally, something works. At last. Let's keep doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, don't forget to check out the next episode whenever I post it, which will probably be soon. All right. See ya.